What are your the plans for your online services? When's it coming? Eight months away? Oh, for fuck. Yet again, it's been another big week in gaming news, especially coming from Nintendo. So let's give my initial reactions to the 4 big headlines coming out the big end this week. The Switch has outsold lifetime sales of the Wii U. Online services are 8 months away. A Mario movie is officially on the way. Too early to tell. I mean, my gut reaction is it's going to be awful because Mario's such a one-dimensional character. But then Lego movie was great, and Lego is a zero-dimension character, so who knows. Mario Kart Tour were announced for mobile platforms. The Wii U was an absolute failure on so many levels. Yes, it had some decent games on it and has its fans, but whatever minute redeeming qualities it might have had was not enough to convince consumers to part with their hard-earned wonga, and led for some very, very unhappy investors. I can't even remember when the cries from fans for Nintendo to go the way of Sega and just put their properties on other formats began. Nintendo rightly ignored the voices of gamers because, as we all know, gamers are simpletons. But angry investors, can't ignore them, mate. Nintendo eventually buckled to the pressure and released Super Mario Run in December of 2016 with moderate success, and this was followed with 3 other titles in Fire Emblem Heroes, Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, and the soon-to-be-killed-off social app, Miitomo. And according to Nintendo, they've done pretty damn well sales-wise, and this week reported they've seen an increase in sales from last year of 176%. Which sounds good, but they didn't have a mobile strategy before then, so 176% increase from fuck all isn't that impressive really, is it? But the relatively cheap to make and market games were a nice revenue stream for Nintendo, and more importantly, kept the snarling investors at bay until their new console, the Switch, was released. And as this week's sales figures have revealed, it's even more of a runaway success than even Nintendo predicted. A staggering 15 million units sold says to me the attack on mobile phones would not be needed and would just come to an end. Now, I'm never wrong, but sometimes, very rarely, I have been known to be less correct. And actually, on reflection, it's pretty obvious why the Big N would continue to put their properties on mobile. Pokemon Go was nothing short of a phenomenon, and even though Nintendo had almost nothing to do with it, sales of Pokemon games on Nintendo's dedicated hardware increased significantly. And soon after the launch of Super Mario Run, Nintendo reported that sales of mainline games in the series and licensed Mario merchandise had increased. This pattern remained true for Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing too. Not for Miitomo though, because that game is absolute drivel. It does seem that Nintendo are fully invested in mobile phones going forward, at the very least for its potential as a marketing tool. Nintendo fans will always buy Nintendo games, but mobile presents an opportunity for Nintendo to get their IP into the hands of consumers who haven't engaged with them before. Not only to those who can hopefully then go out and buy Nintendo games, but also to people who live in nations where historically Nintendo haven't had dedicated gaming machines like Brazil, South Korea and China. For many years, Nintendo the gaming company have kept their IP close to their chest, but in more recent years, Nintendo the entertainment company have branched out into mobile, have a film in the works, and even a theme park or 2 coming. Despite years of critics predicting the doom of Nintendo, it does seem going forward, we're going to be seeing a lot more of them in a lot more places. I don't particularly care for the intrinsically shallow nature of mobile games, but as is always the case on Quick Thoughts, ain't for me, is it? I'm already a Nintendo fan. As long as they keep making high quality, highly polished games, I'm always going to be a fan. So if these mobile games can bring in new people, then I'm all for it. More Nintendo for more people is undoubtedly a good thing. Unlike that rubbish Miitomo, that's got less chance of bringing in new Nintendo fans than I have of taking a dump in the Queen's handbag. Hello and thanks for watching episode 5 of Quick Thoughts, and once again, as always, I really appreciate you giving me some of your precious time to my tiny videos in the tiny corner of the internet. So what do you think of the mobile games? Have you played the Nintendo ones? I've played them. I played a bit of Super Mario Run. It was okay. Like but it's still a mobile game, isn't it? I mean, that sounds obvious, but I'm not going to get that much entertainment out of it. I played Animal Crossing. That was a mess. As far as, I mean, it's okay. It definitely looks like Animal Crossing, but when you dig a little deeper, it's not as good. But more importantly, do you know anyone who's played the mobile games and then gone on to buy a Nintendo game, and a proper Nintendo game? Or aside from Nintendo, has another medium ever brought you onto the games? Have you ever watched a film of a video game or a comic and thought, oh, do you know what, I'm going to go check out the actual game it's based on? Let me know in the comments, give me a cheeky subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Ta-ra.